Secret. Welcome to Merrily Merrowed. This is the part where I blank. I liked last week coming to you from the dressing room, so we're back in the dressing room. Getting ready to put on Uwata's makeup and having a cup of tea. It's not berries this week, it is my favorite Indian brand. I'm not gonna try and pronounce it right now because I'm not feeling it. So, on the subject of not feeling it, I've been waking up these last couple of weeks and looking outside and the weather's not great, and knowing that the water's cold and knowing that I'm just being lazy, but not being motivated to get out there and do my mermaiding thing. And so I'm wondering, why is that, you know? But of course it's a combination. I mean, I enjoy it, but first things first, and I hate to sound selfish, but I went from having a 3-day weekend to having a 2-day weekend. And this week in particular, I went in on one of my days off to help set up one of the other employees and make sure that the big batch items were done. So I kind of had a 1.5-day weekend. So waking up, it's a slow going this morning, you know, and trying to find, like I said, motivation. So the second thing there is, why is it important right now? I mean, we are right in the heart of the protests, the Black Lives Matter protests going on, and we're right in the epicenter of COVID, you know what I mean? This is not, it doesn't seem important to get dressed in a mermaiding outfit and go out there. There's a lot of people suffering right now, a lot of people just trying their best, but that leads me to think about, I mean, why do we do any of this? You know, there's never been a time in history when there isn't some kind of war or revolt or political strife or civil unrest. Or, I mean, peace is a very passing thing, a very volatile thing, you know, and people have been, you know, doing makeup and putting themselves on stage and creating art and performance and all of that for centuries. And all of this stuff has been going on for centuries. Not maybe this particular pandemic, not this particular social unrest, but it's not as if there's never been strife before. And people go to performance, they go to art, they turn to it, not like go to see it, you know. Most especially when times are tough. And I always knew this type of escapism when it goes to watching movies or delving into video games and stuff when you're stressed out. But the actual need to create and to perform as an outlet almost, you know, it's a very real thing. So I asked the Merfolk Pod of Seattle about it, and I will reflect on that at the end of the video, what they said and kind of what the thoughts from the community are. But these are my thoughts, and I guess that art is, and performance is a type of art, isn't it? That art is what carries us through when the chips are down. And the chips are down. But I do find myself very displaced in all of it as well. I don't really know how to support any of the communities that are suffering right now. I don't know how to support the Black community. I donate money, but like, it seems such an empty gesture, you know. I have tried to reach out to the people that I know are struggling right now. I'm kind of in a difficult position to where if I say something, it could possibly be the wrong thing, or in the wrong way to give the wrong impression. And this is something that has plagued me not just for this situation. This is a common struggle of mine. So I often opt out of saying anything because I'm gonna try and be supportive, and then I'm just gonna piss you off. So I don't know. So I'm at a loss of what to offer the Black community right now, besides just love and support. And I do love you. I am supportive of you. I am standing by you. I just don't know how to do it, you know? And that's all. I'm sorry. Well, on Instagram, there's quite a few people I follow who are coming down real hard on people for just going about their business and continuing mermaiding, I follow some ballet Instagrams, and so continuing to dance, continuing to just to go about it. I agree in a sense, because you don't have these tremendous things happening, big social revolutions, and then go about your business, but at the same time, it is an extremely stressful time to be alive, and it is tough that literally everything anybody is talking about is either a pandemic or protests and riots and looting, and it's exhausting, and it's terrifying. And you know what? There's gotta be some relief in there. There's gotta be self-care. There's gotta be fun. You have to remember that you enjoy life. You have to remember that there's good to it, because especially when things turn bad, you gotta remember what you're preserving, what you're fighting for, and not get so caught up in the devastation of it that you don't have the capacity to provide anything good in contrast. So in light of that, I think I'm gonna go to Kayak Point today. I've not been there. It's close to my house. This is a deciding factor, but especially with the 2-day weekends, I'm gonna have to really do some planning to be able to go to the coast or go see any of the lighthouses that I really would like to see. Kayak Point seems like it's a saltwater beach, and there seems to be some nice shallow water. But my heart's not really in it today, so I'm gonna do what I can. I can't promise I'm gonna do any swimming. I want to go as Uwata today because I got a new wig in the mail, and I also got new lashes and lash adhesive. So you can see I'm in my dressing room in my wig cap, so let's at least pretend to be attractive right now. But I think I'm gonna go over my makeup routine. I may or may not include it in this video, but I thought it'd be interesting to go from this to Uwata. Did my nails last night, did them myself, dip acrylic, so that's a quarantine skill that I gained. But this is the first time that they don't look entirely atrocious. They're not great, but what do you want? Just a comment, thoughts here on why mermaiding is important in the light of everything else. You know, right now, just on a personal note, I feel like everything I do for anybody else or just for life itself is never enough. You know, you can work as hard as you can at work, and there's always going to be some fault that people find. You can try and be the best partner that you can be, and somebody's always going to be mad, you know? I can try and show solidarity to the Black community, but still piss people off. You know, I can try and be there for my family and still, you know, I don't know, obligate them or get in their way. Like, there's nothing right now that I can do right. And it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't base your happiness on, you know, whether or not people are gonna have a positive reaction to you, because fuck it. But at the end of the day, it's exhausting to always be less than, you know. And I guess with mermaiding, I'm not less than anybody, you know. I get to be just as whimsical and fucking whatever as I want to do. And that was not a grammatically correct sentence, by the way. But I can just be and truly say fuck it to anybody who would have any kind of opinions on it, because nobody's gonna have negative opinions on a mermaid. They're whimsical and wonderful and whatever. You know? But as a female in a man's profession, I will never receive any kind of praise or gratitude ever, because I have the audacity to try and get in men's way and do their job for them. Of course, it's never as good as they do it. Why would it be? You know, but no man's got a problem with a woman going and doing something feminine and whimsical. They love that shit. So I guess in doing mermaiding, I don't piss anybody off. I don't have to fight anybody about anything. You know, I don't have to... I don't have to prove myself to anyone that I'm good enough, you know. So that's part of it for me. I'm bloody good enough, and I don't have to compare myself to others around me, and like, am I doing my makeup faster than other people who've done their makeup? Oh no, I'm a couple minutes slower. Fuck my life, you know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Am I as pretty as some of the mermaids out there? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't... I'm not in competition with these women. I don't lose out if I'm not as pretty as these women. I don't miss an opportunity with a fine gentleman if I'm not as pretty as these women. And so I guess the for lack of a better word, the stakes are lower, because I'm not trying to impress anybody but myself. And that's a nice feeling, to where even if I fail at this, first of all, how do you fail at this? It is, if you're doing it right, you know? But it is so nice to not have that expectation of having to be better than anyone, or having to work harder than anyone. That's nice. So now that I've soapboxed a little bit and let my makeup dry, we're going to apply a second coat of this blush here.